Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, okay, quick call. You know that trip to Spain I told you about?
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
booked it. I booked it.
Oh,
So
nice.
I leave in 1 month,
Oh,
and I
nice.
need your help.
Yeah.
Can you hook me up with a training plan, a schedule, or something to help me get ready?
I got you, man. Don't worry. I'll send something over. Ideally later today, maybe tomorrow morning. It will be a bit of strength training to start, but not much because the trip's kind of soon. Mostly a lot of technique work, and then a lot of practice just performing really consistently. You get stuck in. Keep me posted on how you're doing. I'll make any adjustments that we might need to.
And just to double check, the aim is set hard boulders, yes?
Yeah, I want to send hard boulders.
I think so.
I do, yeah. And the goal is a V7.
Okay, cool.
I've never climbed V7 before.
Okay, I'm psyched. I'll send you something as soon as I can.
Okay, I'm pumped. Let's do this.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll send over this afternoon.
Okay, sweet. Okay, bye. I've got 1 month to become a V7 climber, and I have a long way to go. Here I am on a benchmark moonboard V4 problem, and I'm struggling to get up right now. Here I am on a V5 problem, and I can't finish it. I clearly have a long way to go. Along with the training schedule for climbing I got from Louis, I met with Tom Herbert. Tom is a performance nutritionist and a movement strength and conditioning coach. He's also worked with some of the best climbers in the UK. He's going to be helping me get my nutrition on track over the next month to help me perform at my peak while I'm on my trip.
Okay, so yeah, you haven't given me much time, but
I'm sorry.
it's it's okay. It's a challenge. I think the overarching thing about this is to get you prepared. There is not much time for us to do that much body recomposition. Put it this way, right? The big thing which I say to people going on trips is you don't want to diet and perform. You can't diet and perform at the same time. What I want you to do is if we work backwards, I want you to be the week before you go. I want your sleep to be really good. I want your recovery to be really good. I want you to taper down some of your climbing so that you go and you start your first day there, really just well recovered, well slept, like all the cylinders, your power's out there so that you can have a really good time on the trip.
This has been very enlightening. I like it. I love it. I can't wait to start this.
Cool.
All right.
I'll be interested to see what we can do in.
I'm interested too.
In the meantime, send me what your current body weight is.
Yeah.
I'll give you some circumference measurements. If you have a tape measure, send that to me because then I can at least estimate what your metabolic rate is, and it just allow me to be a little bit more refined with the recommendations. But we'll chat offline about that.
Here are the measurements that Tom requested. He'll be able to use these figures to tailor my program throughout the month. And it all starts now. On days that I wasn't training at the gym, I'd work on core at home, and I also started doing push-ups. Week 1, I was doing 40 push-ups on these off days, but by week 4, I built that up to 80. At the gym, Louis had me working on a number of strength and conditioning exercises, as well as some basic routines like this exercise where you hover over the hold for a couple seconds to improve your strength and body position. Here's another strength and body position exercise where you're forced to pull in with one arm and touch the next hold with your shoulder. By the end of the first week, I was already able to see some improvement. On this climb, it's graded around V5, V6, and I tried it the week before and wasn't able to do 3 moves on it. But this time, I was able to finish the problem within 3 attempts. It's still not the V7 grade that I'm looking for, but it's really great progress in such a short period of time. Week 1 was starting really great. I was feeling amazing, and then I did this really dumb dynamic move to a pocket, and I tweaked my finger. Now I went and got it checked, and the doctor said it's a minor strain. I only start to feel some tension right about here doing that, so I had to miss one of my sessions this week, but I'm going to tape up. The next session I do, I'm just going to avoid using this hand pretty much. I'm going to try more technique stuff with my left hand and my feet and see what I can do. I'm going to be avoiding crimps pretty much on the right hand for a little while, and I'm going to rehab and rest and make this better. try and make it better. Even though I had to ease up on climbing for a few days, I was still seeing improvements because of the nutrition changes I made in my diet. Tom had me on a caloric deficit for the first 3 weeks of my training prior to the trip. And this involved a diet of almost no sugar, low carb, high protein, and intermittent fasting, so I would be getting most of my daily calories in a smaller time frame throughout the day. Tom gave me a number of supplements to take during my month of training, and I'll leave the full list down below, but if I was gonna recommend just 3, it would be these: protein, creatine monohydrate, and beta-alanine. Now, protein's pretty obvious. You're working out a lot, you need to replenish your muscles, so taking protein powder is a quick, efficient way to get that protein into your system. Now, creatine and beta-alanine are about performance, and I have to say, when I was taking these, I noticed a performance increase, and I will continue to take these even after this. So if I had to recommend any 3, it would be these. By week 3, I was seeing some really big improvements. I was increasing my reps on exercises, my technique was getting better, and I was completing climbs at the V5, V6 level with greater ease and fewer attempts. All of the pieces were coming together, but by the end of the week, I was finding the lack of calories really challenging. I'm at the end of week 3. I climbed today, and this was definitely the most challenging for the diet side of everything. I was feeling really tired and didn't perform really well at the gym. And I've been doing really well with the caloric deficit for the last 3 weeks, and the intermittent fasting, it's been going really well. I've been getting enough protein, getting enough energy to go in and have really amazing sessions. But today, I was really feeling the energy depletion, and it could have been I didn't get enough calories before I went in. I guess it's a balance you got to find out. But the nice thing is, going into week 4 now, I'm going to start introducing more calories into my diet to get myself ready and rested. So this week is more about recovery as I get ready for the trip. So there's going to be points, if anybody else is there doing something like this, there's going to be points where the food aspects will be challenging. There's going to be people around you eating things, or maybe you got to get snacks out of your house, because that is dangerous. If you can push through that, and you will achieve quite a lot in a short period of time. It's crazy. So anyway, this was a tough day. They will happen, but it should get better from here. With less than a week to go before I leave on the trip, I met up with Tom to do what I thought was just going to be some breathing exercises, really. But it turned out to be the most mind-blowing session of this whole experience. I told Tom that power and strength were big weaknesses of mine, so he had me do some explosive pull-ups where I'd try and get as high above the bar as I could to give him a baseline to look at. He then walked me through a number of assessments to demonstrate how things like mindset, posture, breathing, and muscle activation can massively improve performance. There was a lot of information to cover, so we'll have to do another video, but at the end of the session, he asked me to try the explosive pull-ups again. He then asked me to try a muscle-up. Now, I've never done a muscle-up before, and actually just 2 days prior, in this exact same spot at the gym, I tried an assisted muscle-up with the band and couldn't do it. Tom had me follow the muscle activation steps, take some deep breaths from my diaphragm, then this happened. They weren't the prettiest muscle-ups, but they were the first in my life. I didn't get any stronger during my session with Tom or learn muscle-up techniques, but he did walk me through ways to unlock my mind and body to instantly improve my performance. This practice would be key if I wanted to climb V7 in the next week. With the trip just a few days away, I took my final measurements. I managed to maintain and even slightly grow my muscle mass while seeing a significant 6% drop in body fat. All right, today is the last day of indoor climbing before we go on the trip. We're at Box East. It's all about taking it easy, having fun, see what we can get up to. Boxwell has some permanent climbs that are set grades, so I'm gonna try some of these out and see how I do. On the V5 problem, my sequence looked a little shaky, but I still managed to get it on my first go and get the flash. I had a little trouble starting the V6 because the feet were just so slippery with the wood holds, but I managed to get it on my third attempt. I decided to test myself by trying the V7 indoor permaset to see if I was on the right track to send a V7 outdoors. This one proved to be just a bit too powerful for me at this point, and I wasn't able to do it. But I remembered there is another permanent V7 at Vox East that a lot of you might already know. The famous boulder problem replica that Alex Honnold famously did in the movie Free Solo. I actually tried this problem once before, a month and a half ago, when Louie and I were filming our first video together. Here's a clip from that day. I didn't get too far at that time, and I never tried it again, so today I thought I'd give it another shot. I've seen a lot of different people try this problem in different ways, and I soon realized that I needed to create another way for myself. At this point, there's a weird thumb catch on a bad crimp that a lot of people try and move off of, but I wasn't able to, so I shift my hand to the worst crimp, get my right on the better one, and then move over to the bigger hold. The top hold on this one isn't very good, so again I match the lower one, drop the body, and then wrap my hand over top to make this kick out move a lot easier, so it's not far. At this point I was really tired, so getting over to the wall, which is not too bad even though you're slipping, it was pretty tough, and then putting my right foot on a really slippery hold to get the jug was kind of difficult. I was pretty tired at the time, and I'd given it quite a few attempts, but I was able to channel the things I learned from training with Louie and with Tom over the last month to bring it all together and finally send a V7.
Yeah, got it. I'm ready for this trip now. Let's do this. Wish me luck.